right, guys, moving right along. We got some real talk for you today. As you've probably seen what's going on in the world, everything is coming to the light, and especially in Hollywood. Right now, if you hadn't seen, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call him, he has, in the last few months, his stock has dropped, bro. He has several allegations against him right now for just some of the darkest, craziest things. If you recently been on Twitter, you probably saw a lot of different media and headlines about it. But as of right now, Diddy is being accused of many sexual assault allegations. He's facing multiple civil lawsuits, accusing him of sex trafficking, rape, violence. It's pretty wild. Recently, his homes, both of them in LA and Miami, were raided by the FBI. He wasn't there. Apparently, he got on his private jet and flew to somewhere in the Caribbean.
It was pre-scheduled, by the way. That's what they say.
Pre-scheduled, got out of town for a while, but federal agents raided his homes, and I think it was March 25th. He strongly denied all the allegations. He's, saying these are sickening, baseless accusations. His attorneys have said about the lawsuits. And just to give you guys a timeline, he has, since November 2023, starting off with Cassie. If you know Diddy, you probably seen Cassie in the past. Former girlfriend, R&B singer. She was with him for probably 10 plus years. They parted ways maybe a couple years back. And she actually was one of the first people to file a lawsuit alleging that she was trafficked, she was raped and beaten by Diddy on multiple occasions for years. And as a result, Diddy's lawyers and Cassie's team did settle for an undisclosed amount. But it's kind of weird because she filed it under this not new, but a lawsuit that's now, a law act that's now closed. It was filed under the New York Adult Survivors Act just before it expired in November of 2023. This act offered a 1-year window for adult victims of sexual assault to come forward with civil claims regardless of the statute of limitations. So now that Cassie has filed this under this act, it's expired obviously now, but there's a year window where victims can have a chance to come forward and address what's happened to them, and people have come forward. Like I said, Cassie was probably one of the first, but we also have guys like Lil Rod, who you've probably seen on Twitter recently in February, talking about the parties and stuff that Diddy allegedly, I'm gonna put it that way, allegedly was subjected to. We also have, let me see, Joey Dickerson, Neal, and let me see, I'll say at least in this article, probably 4 more undisclosed names. But Diddy's got a lot of allegations right now, bro, and it's not looking good. We have recently just saw the Quiet on Set documentary talking about just toxic workplace and just the pedophilia and all these sexual harassment, assault type of things. And now we're seeing it again with one of the biggest moguls in hip hop. What are your initial thoughts, man? This is to me, it's pretty crazy, but what do you think about it?
Good job with the synopsis of everything. If people weren't caught up on it, this has been a very viral situation. So I'm sure y'all probably heard of it, at least some tidbits of it. my initial reaction was that's wild. And I couldn't help but go back to the viral Cat Williams interview. Yo,
forget about that. Oh,
got to tell them no. Yeah, that's wild. I wish people would listen to Cat, bro. I hope they were. So,
Cat and Monique.
Y'all and Monique. So, yeah, man, it's wild. But clearly there's a pattern of behavior here, and it's just age-old tale of what's done in the dark comes to the light. So, it also tells me where we are as a society, where we are. Because where we are now, things are just not accepted as they were. And we open the things up now for people to step out more boldly. Whereas in the past, you really couldn't. And we saw some of that in the documentary we talked about when we talked about Quiet on Set. Part of it is because of how society's moved now. So I'm thankful that we're in a place of society where people can come out more and be more confident and safe doing this now. It's unfortunate, but clearly these are repeated allegations and acts. So it's clearly some type of pattern of behavior where Diddy finds himself being in this type of situation. So it doesn't speak well on his reputation and his brand. And it kind of sucks because Diddy just won like what? It was like some type of legacy award with I think it was like with BET or something like that. I think it was a BET award or something like that, bro. It was like
maybe been a Soul Train award.
It was something, bro. I was like, that's what's up, because Diddy deserves that. It was
we thought he did.
It was simple, but yeah. Music wise, okay. So like, because they honored the whole Bad Boy brand. You remember? It was our Soul Train BT. I really think it was BT Awards, but I don't remember right now. Or Hip Hop Awards.
I think it was.
One of those awards, bro. And I was like, that's dope, because I didn't think about that. Diddy did have an impact on the music industry. But now Reputation takes a huge hit. Legacy takes a huge hit. Family impacted, literally went to jail. Or taking it for arraignment.
His sons were found at one of the houses.
Exactly, due to the raids. So it's like, it's tough. It's a very difficult situation. So, and again, we want to be clear that Diddy has denied all allegations. And this is still an ongoing investigation, but it is not looking good. And as we can see on social media, I know you've seen things on social media as well, man. But they're going in. So, man, it's not looking good at all.
It looks very, very bad for Diddy and his image. As we said, as Q just mentioned, these are allegations. We haven't had anything that's confirmed, obviously. But my, condolences go out to anyone who's been affected, anyone who is remotely like tied to it, and just the sheer like volume of stuff that has been going on with rumor wise and Twitter wise. I've seen all kinds of stuff about his parties and his connections to powerful people and threatening to expose other people if he goes down. It's a complete cluster of mess.
Yep.
And, I really, for the sake of justice for people that were, that had violence committed against them, I hope that justice is, found for sure. And it makes me think, man, with all this stuff that we've seen like over the past years with like, obviously we talked about Quiet on Set with Dan Schneider, and we got the Me Too movement recently and in recent time, and Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, even stuff that Kanye West has said. It makes me think, bro, like, can you separate art from the artist? Can we like really like celebrate people, like celebrate the work of people, because it kind of is a weird place for me, because I obviously I'm a music producer and I love Biggie growing up, and I love like a lot of the Bad Boy records, but and like Kanye West and people like that. But it just kind of like puts a weird feeling for me personally to be in this place where you've grown up listening to this song and you like this sound and you like this music and this art that this person has created, but now it comes to light that they may or may not have been involved in some very sketchy, diabolical, just evil behavior. And what does it say as a society when there are some people I know that are still gonna, like, even like with R. Kelly, they still rock with his music, even though they know what he's done.
Yeah, yeah.
What do we do about that? Where do we go from here? You know?
Yeah, man, that's real. I didn't think about that. That's so true. It's tricky because as an artist, I feel like you put part of yourself into whatever you're making.
Yeah.
You know, so that's different. That's the main difference when it comes to art and creativity, because you're literally putting part of yourself into whatever you're doing compared to other jobs and other fields where you are mostly producing something that was mandated by somebody else or something like that. So that's why this is different. And because you made it, and it's something that this person made, and if you listen to it, technically you support it. So it does bring into question, like, do you support them as well as a person? It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And it's more so a societal thing. It's very this is a very interesting question. And as it was in me for other people. Because I ain't gonna lie, some people were dogged out for even still listening to R. Kelly after that whole situation went down. But you saw corporation wise. Remember Spotify and their whole situation as well around that time? Mm-hmm. So it's like, and then you know what does it say about those corporations?
Yeah.
And at the same time, it is a commodity that can be used. It's a very complicated question.
Yeah.
And I really like that question. It's really good. It leaves a lot to think about. It leaves a lot to think about. If you can separate that artist from what they created, I think you're fine. But for most of us, it's hard to do it. If you really think about it, it'll be hard to do it because that means you're probably a fan. And if you're a fan of that person, you know more about that person. So fans of R. Kelly, they have to make a decision. I'm going to keep listening to it and not care, you know? And then if you do so happen to care, then you have to make a decision on what matters more to you as an individual.
Yeah.
So it's so individualistic, and we can't judge people, and it creates a situation where you do judge people. It's tough. It's tough because it's tough, man. Because like I've been in situations before where I'll be like, I hear something about a person, then say for example you see them on TV as an actor or in a commercial. First thing come in your head is like, oh shoot, I remember when they did XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
So because that's why one of the main moves when people do like celebrities, what they do is go silent. Because you don't need to be in the news anymore. The less your face is out there, the less people think about it.
True.
So
exposure.
Exactly. Because I know for sure they ain't gonna show Raising the Sun anytime soon on TV. So I talk about the movie Raising the Sun that he was in. Yeah, man. It's very interesting. That's a very good thought.
Yeah, man. It's something I kind of like struggle with sometimes because every once in a while, like a lot songs just pop into my head. I'm like, oh wait, I can't sing this anymore. I can't even like enjoy this anymore because I'm like, oh well, now I have to think like, am I like supporting this person's actions or behaviors or am I just enjoying this piece of work that was created. You know, it's a difficult question, but
And it's tough because there are things in the past that we enjoy now still, despite their past. I don't know. For sure. Because I'm thinking about presidents and stuff like that now. Like, we had presidents that were slave owners, you know. But society at the time, it was okay.
Yeah.
But we don't really judge them differently. We don't think about the money we use. So, for example, Jefferson, on the money that we use, I'm still going to use that 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am still going to use it. I ain't thinking about my ancestors at that point. I'm still going to use that 20.
I'm sorry,
but
you just
but like, that's real though. I'm still going to use it. I'm not thinking about my ancestors at that time. But we should maybe think about changing the faces of the dollar bills. Yeah, we probably should as a society. But that's not going to stop us from using that commodity. So
yeah,
that's very similar to what we do with music and art and things of that nature. It all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
That's real, bro. Side note, I started laughing. I was laughing at you, but also you made me.
Oh no, that was real. God, that was a legit fact.
That's real talk for sure. I just had this thought. I saw this thing on Twitter. Of course, Twitter is a dark place, but there's apparently this picture of Thomas Jefferson going around, and then there's another picture of his like 6th great grandson, and you know Thomas Jefferson was white. The 6th grade grandson is black. Yeah. And people are like, I know he hell mad.
Yeah, that reminds me of a Key and Peele skit, bro. It was like, who your ancestors are. It was like, they kept saying Thomas Jefferson. I'm related to the great Thomas Jefferson. They're all black. It reminds me of that skit. That sketch. So yeah, man. It's tough. But it's more to stop so people put their we need to stop making these celebrities role models too, by the way. Like, just because they do this, they don't mean we make them role models. I was listening to this comedian. Shout out to Josh Johnson who made this point. I was like, yo, we do
I like
this.
Josh Johnson.
You like Josh? Yeah, I like Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. So shout out to Josh Johnson. He made this point, but it was so true. We need to stop making these people our role models. We need to instead make role models of people of initiatives that we really support. There are a lot of people out here actually doing things, but we don't lift them up like we do these celebrities that don't really do anything. So I was like, yo, that's also a very good point. So yeah, shout out to Josh Johnson. Y'all should check out his comedy. I didn't know you liked him too, bro. I've been listening to Josh. So I've been listening to Josh randomly, bro. Like he coming out with the content. So
I literally just watched one of his videos yesterday. It's a little explicit, but I'm not gonna repeat it. But yeah, shout out to Josh Johnson, man. He pops up on my TikTok all the time. Actually, very funny, very like great delivery as a comedian too. I love that.
Sure. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate with this situation here, but as always, we're open to hearing y'all thoughts about this stuff. So.